Welcome to Little Side Note with Maya and
When
so today our topic is gonna be about relationships. But first off, we would like to address some stuff. For instance, our video length. So
so
it's gonna be Go
yeah
ahead.
so um, we are gonna change our episode length to 30 minutes because we felt like it was pretty difficult for us to edit our video and transcribe frame by frame. We found softwares that kind of help us with transcribing, like auto generated stuff, but since we're also talking in Khmer and have to translate those stuff, the AI couldn't really detect what we're saying, so we still have to do it manually. So it was a bit of a hard work for us. So we decided to keep it to 30 minutes to keep us sane.
Yes. So the second thing that we would like to address is about our pronouns. So I go by she, her, and Win.
For me, I go by she and her as well. But personally, I don't mind whatever you call me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can make up
I think it's
random pronouns for me too. I don't care.
yeah. It's because okay, I'm fine with it. It's expected of me to be called she and her. I am straight, so yeah. But I think you're a little bit different, so that's why we wanted to address this right now.
So this will be later on to our episode. We're not gonna address this now, but to me, it's like a mini sneak peek. The reason why is I feel like I'm a person who is using more like a gender neutral term. Like for example, I use she and her, but some gender neutral. Not gender neutral. Like some gendered words, I prefer it to be masculine. I hate it when people call me ma'am. You know. But yeah, we're gonna discuss it another day.
So we'll just jump right into our topic then. So, in your own words, Win, what do you think is like a healthy relationship?
I guess for me personally, and you can see as well, I value communication the most. So I feel like a lot of relationship don't have a lot of communication. As
Yeah.
you've seen me dating, you will always say like TMI, but it's because I'm comfortable with saying whatever I feel in a relationship as well, and it makes me feel comfortable to share it as well. How about you? What's the biggest factor for a healthy relationship?
I do agree communication is one of them, but from experience, I tend to rub it off a lot. Like, oh, if there's possibly a conflict or something I'm not comfortable with, I don't tend to communicate it in because I feel like, oh, well, you're trying to be understanding because this is someone
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
love too. So yeah, but other than that, healthy relationship I do feel is paying attention to the little things. That's personally for me. I know I do give off a general vibe like, oh, a girl who likes to receive flowers and chocolates and stuff like that. I genuinely don't like flowers, but it's the thought that counts for me. It's like, oh, you got me flowers. I don't like smelling flowers, but I like them. Like it's that kind of feeling, you know?
I sometimes also beat around the bush when it comes to like super serious topic, but it helps when you have a partner that understands. And I think in my situation, it okay. So with my previous relationships, I felt like I couldn't express myself as freely.
Yeah.
So I was in the same boat as you, where I kind of felt like I didn't. It was difficult for me to say what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
But since I'm in a super healthy relationship,
Shut up.
right
Stop
now,
rubbing it in to us single people.
it's
Thank you.
I don't feel afraid to share whatever I'm feeling because I get no judgment.
I mean, that's a really good point though, because I've met your girlfriend briefly, not to like the extent of like getting to know her extremely well, but she does seem to like have this she gives you the good amount of attention, and I like seeing that in a relationship. Like you do see that a lot in high school love, but you never really see that in mature love, and I'm like, this is nice, this is refreshing.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I'm gonna say again. I'm sorry, my mind's pretty. It's
You're
going
good,
around.
you're good.
Yeah, like in terms of like giving gifts to each other, it's so weird. Like we never do it to each other. Like our anniversary, we don't celebrate it. Whatever, like Valentine's Day, even we don't really celebrate it because I think maybe to us it feels so like it's not just one day where you express your love, right? So it feels like you're doing an extra thing on an extra day. So it's not like consistent, I guess. So it maybe it feels like on that day you're loving your partner more than any other day. But at the same time, we do buy each other stuff. Like not like on occasion, like Valentine's Day or whatever, but we just randomly show up with food sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, that's what I want in the future. Like someone who just like, just brings me food out of like randomly without it's more like you know how I say I value the little things. It's more like they notice you like this and you don't say that you're having a bad day, but they notice you're having a bad day. So they're just like, let me try and make your day a little bit better by getting you your favorite food. And
Yeah.
then just drop it there. Like that's the kind of love that everyone should like strive for. In my
Yeah.
opinion anyway.
Exactly. Like you remember yesterday, like I was staying home to kind of like edit our stuff, yeah. And my girlfriend was outside, and then I said I was hungry, and then she was like, "Yeah, I'll be back home in a bit and bring you food." I'm like, "Oh my god, thank you so much."
Oh, so that was why you're like, no, we can't record yet. I want to eat first.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I get it. You abandoned me for your girlfriend. That is like totally understandable. I don't feel hurt at all. Okay.
It's okay. You like her more than me, as well.
She's cute.
Yeah,
I
I know,
cannot
right?
lie.
Anyway, in contrast, now we've talked about healthy relationships. What are like red flags like in a relationship? Not like something like that person lack common sense, you know, like that's a red flag for everyone.
Yeah.
But like, what is like a deal breaker in a relationship?
See, for me, I don't get in relationships easily. I do usually take my time. So if I see a deal breaker, like it depends on the way the person talks, I guess. That's usually what I'm paying attention to. If they're actually following their actions and if they're following their promises. For me, I value words because, you know, words more powerful than strength and stuff. I don't know how to phrase it. My brain's not working.
It
Literally,
seems
like
today we're both like doo doo. No, is it doo?
We-
Cuckoo, whatever.
cuckoo.
Yeah, we can't even process what the hell we're saying.
Yes, but we're committed to this podcast, so we're gonna power through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I take words very seriously. So if like if I'm not close with you, generally if you say a lot of stuff like, "Oh, let's go hang out and stuff, let's go get a drink and stuff," I won't mind. But if it's like, "Oh, I'm super close to you and then we promise that we're gonna go to this place," no matter what, I'm gonna try and make it happen. And I'm gonna keep asking you, "Let's make this happen." Because I don't want to like you to break your promise, nor do I want to break my own promise. Yeah. So
For me,
generally that, yeah.
in a red flag for me is more like I value my own space, like my individuality. Like even if you're in a relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to stick together 24/7. So whenever someone's threatened my like space, my own space, my like personal time, I get pretty cranky. Like if you tell me to not hang out with my friends, I'll be like, nah, dude. I knew my friends longer than I dated you. Like, why can't I, hang out with my friends?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. In high school, I did feel like it's so normal for like you're when you're in a relationship, you're very cautious with the way you talk to another person. Like for instance, when I was in high school, I did feel like there is this sense of insecurity that whenever my, for instance, boyfriend was chatting to a girl, but now it's like it's so different. Like now I understand that, oh, I mean, we are normal human beings. We need interaction to survive. Why should I like block them from talking to someone they value and all that stuff? So I do feel like perspectives have changed. I don't feel that insecure anymore. I realize with like as relationships go on, I realize, oh, okay, I can accept this more. And I guess I really hate to admit this, but all the oldies are right. Time does change people, and when you grow up, you'll understand. I really hate that phrase, but it actually is quite true.
I think relationships in high school are usually flawed because we always felt like whoever we're dating at the moment will probably last forever, which is unlikely. This is why right now I have the mindset of, if you want to break up with me, that's cool. Like, just tell me honestly. Like, I'm not someone who is going to trap you in a relationship when you don't actually like me. And I feel like people need to stop being so scared of a breakup. Like,
I do agree.
Because even with my current girlfriend right now, we did talk like, what are our plans? Like, are we like exactly on the same page, or once we break up, what are we gonna do? You know, like, do we eventually stay friends, or do we not stay friends? Yeah.
So, yeah, because you're saying that, I do feel like that is an aspect of a healthy relationship too. Like, let's be realistic. There is a high chance that it's not gonna last forever. So let's see how we can go about if it doesn't last forever. Like, yeah, I think, yeah, in my previous relationships, most of the time I don't discuss about that, and I think that is such a huge flaw because yeah, sometimes exes linger, and that was not good. That was like, you already know the drama. That was like, yeah, it scared me out of dating for a really long time.
And at the same time, with marriage even, I feel like you should discuss it first with your partner if they're ready, instead of just be like, haha, let me propose to this girl and hopefully say yes, you know. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't surprise proposal, but you have to make sure you're on the same page of moving towards that chapter. right?
Yeah. Okay, so guys and girls, please take note. I do agree that you guys should do surprise proposals. That is such a cute and sweet thing for me. But I do think that by that time you'll probably know their best friends. So how about
Yeah.
you pull their best friends to the side and be like, hey, can you like just like I don't know how to say this in English, so I'm just gonna say it in Khmer.
Okay.
Chlit like somewhat ask them to test their feelings, like, oh, do you think you're gonna get married with them? Are you ready right now? And because you're getting it from the best friend, they'll be honest with their best friend if they're honestly not ready, instead of like, oh, being on the spot, don't know what to say to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes, like it, I feel like I keep mentioning ego, but yes, ego.
And that's the thing though, like if they're not ready, they're gonna reject you.
Exactly. And
It's a
it's not good
no-brainer.
to have a lingering rejection in the relationship too, because I'm sure insecurities can arise very easily.
Exactly. So, yeah, always communicate, man. Like, communicate. I don't know what else to say. And especially honest communication. I've seen a lot of couples, they want to communicate, but then the other side is always 장춘이야 or whatever, you know. And then it becomes like a push and pull thing where it becomes a toxic relationship. Like one person wants to try to fix it, but the other person have too much of a big ego to leave it.
Yeah. Like they're too scared to admit they're wrong. I do feel like we need to normalize admitting that we're wrong. It is not something to be ashamed about, because we're human. We're bound to have more wrongs than rights. And I do feel like if people accept it, that they're wrong most of the time, there's going to be a lot of like conflicts that could have been resolved easily.
Yeah, definitely. Put aside your ego again.
I know it's hard. I personally am, I realize I'm quite a petty person. Yeah. But let's remember, we're trying to be the bigger person, and if you
Yeah,
really want to
exactly.
win on something, if you really want your ego to win, be the bigger person, you know?
Yeah, and it solves so much problem. Like, so if you have an ego, you're creating a problem that wasn't there in the first place. And if you don't have an ego, you can solve problems so much faster.
Exactly.
And it's not
But
just oh yeah, I have to say something like crucial as well,
go.
because okay, in a guy and girl relationship, I feel like a lot of people expect the guy to luong the girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, like, sometimes it's not even the guy's fault, you know, like, and then the girl's like, oh my god, my luong chẳng, and then she got even more angry. I think it's just
Okay.
like a straight relationship thing that people expect.
Okay. From a person with a straight relationship that is like quite out of the norm perspective, I am usually the one who lured them. This is sad, but yeah, no, usually like I would get hurt for a bit, but then I will feel hurt, like I would feel like they're hurting more, so I go luring them instead. And I'm like, what a bit. I have never tasted them luring me. I
Okay.
really need to try that in my future relationship. I need
I
to
need
be
to
like a
take
little
this
bit more like
time to auction off my whoever has a love for food and wants to buy their girlfriend fruit every day. Maya is your girl. There we go. Our
thank
DMs
you.
are open, man.
Yep. Thank you for officially auctioning me. My friends were very close to putting me on subtle Asian dating. So at least when they try to do that, I'm like, well, I've been auctioned in my podcast, so you don't need to do that anymore.
that the auctioning subtle Asian dating will be the last resort.
Dude, if it's really the last resort, I've already had like 3 different friends coming up to me like, "Do you want me to auction you?" Should I be alarmed? Have I been single for way too long? Now I'm questioning my life decisions. Oh my gosh. So it helps that most of our friends are still single. I'm not the only
Yeah.
single person.
It's okay. You can look at my relationship and keep cringing. I don't mind
It's
that.
okay. I have Captain Levi for now. Nothing
They
beats
built a
Captain
statue of him,
Levi.
yeah?
Yeah, they did. I saw it. I'm like, I need to go on a trip there.
After COVID.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Bring your girlfriend.
Anyway, back to the straight relationship and not straight relationship thing. I feel like with the same-sex relationship, a lot of people tend to kind of overestimate it, where I've always heard the phrase like, you both are girls, you probably understand each other more than a guy and a girl. I'm like, dude, we're still different people. We don't magically learn how to read people's mind. Like, it doesn't work that way. But I do feel because we're in a minority and we're being discriminated, I feel like people in our community, like the LGBT community, are more understanding and more empathetic to each other. So that's, I'm not to say there's no toxic relationship. There is, just like any other straight relationship, and there are straight relationships that are super healthy. But because of how we were raised up to be,
Yeah.
we feel more empathetic towards each other, which that's creates a fake image that we understand each other.
Yeah, I do think, like, okay, I do agree with you when you say most people would think that because you're both girls, you tend to understand each other easier. Yeah, I did think like that, to be honest. I did think that, you personally, yes, you're a different person, but there's this thing where, you know how girls tend to be like friends with other girls, guys tend to be friends with other guys. It's because it's easier to understand each other from the perspective when, I don't know if this is biologically proven. Please don't quote me on this. I probably butcher this or something. But it's like the understanding that your emotions are that can easily match each other more. That's my opinion.
I
Like
think
for
I
a
read
guy,
to add on to whatever you're saying, like, I read an article that when a girl says a word and when a guy says a word, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the same meaning.
yeah, that's the thing. Like for you to say like, okay, I think you showed me this. I forgot. Like for a guy to say I understand, it doesn't mean like, oh, he understands, he's gonna change. It just means that he understands.
He
But for a
acknowledges,
girl,
yeah.
yeah, for a girl when they say they understand, I don't know about other girls, but me personally, I'm an overthinker, so I would like replay the conversation, replay the situation a lot, because I don't want to be a person who's ignorant of my own mistakes. I do try to change it, but it does take time for me to see it in other people's perspective. So I tend to like space away from them. Like have my own, like finding my own path to understanding them takes time. And I don't want to feel pressure to like rush my process of understanding them by having them around and like uh what I can't think of the word. Like, 做唔到工,
Oh, okay.
if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You need to help me translate this later. I can't think of an English word for that.
It's okay, my brain is fried as well. For those who don't know, I literally just came straight from school and then started recording this thing.
I'm so like I'm still at work. I just ran to another room to record this right now.
That's why she's
'Cause,
having a different background.
yes, very different. No, I'm not in like a detective serial killer
Crime scene
scene where,
investigation.
yeah, no, I know it's dark, but it's the best that I could do right now. It's okay. They don't see my face anyway. We're fine. We're fine. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, relationships are difficult. It's
Mm.
definitely not easy, and I feel like this is what people mistake as well. Like a lot of people think a relationship is based only on feelings toward each other,
Yeah.
which isn't true. A relationship is more about you keep choosing each other.
Okay.
'Cause
Here's the. Yeah. Go on.
you go
Actually.
ahead.
Yeah. For me, that's a little bit of a fucked up thing. For me, it's like before I didn't understand what they meant when you see in Chinese dramas. They're like a marriage is not a marriage between the two of you, but a marriage between two families. But as I grew up, I realized, yeah, it is a marriage between two families because according to our culture, we still tend to do stay with our families until we have our own kid. So in a way, like imagine you bringing someone who's not accustomed to the way you live and your culture and the way you communicate with your family, and then bringing them in to force these cultures and these values on them. Of course, no matter how strong your relationship is, there's gonna be some like dents. Some people will survive it, but like if you're not understanding enough or you can't accept it and you keep forcing them to like choose me, not your family, for me it's like gonna be hard. I'll probably choose my family because okay, let's be realistic, they brought me up. They were there for me like since before I was born until present day, and the amount of troubles I've given them when I was like in high school, when I was in my rebellious phase, I'm like, no way in my life could I ever repay them.
Yeah.
So like even if the family is toxic sometimes,
Yeah.
love is love. It's illogical. You cannot explain your feelings. It's hard.
Another thing is I hate when people say that, like, there are some people who think if you're in love with each other, love will solve all things.
No.
Which is so untrue. That's how you stay in a toxic relationship, man. But
Okay,
yeah.
I do think that love can solve it, but openly communicating about your problems is the way to truly solve it. And that is somewhat a category of love.
It's I can't explain it in this short time frame, but it's like people always use the excuse of, if you love me enough, you'll do this for me, which is not a good thing all the time. Or they're like, if we love each other enough, like our relationship will keep going. I feel like that I don't want people to think that love is the only factor in a relationship. It's a lot of things. Like for my case, I feel like if my family did find out about our relationship, then even if we wanted to continue the relationship, I don't think it's possible. And it's neither of our fault.
I do agree on that. Like there are some relationships that I do like. Yeah, I do love them, but I can't see myself forcing my beliefs, my actions, my priority of my family on them. So my form of love became a way of letting go. Like you already know my dating history. So it's like, yeah. if you know Yeah, if you know deep down that you do love each other, but a lot of other factors come into play. And yeah, of course, some people fight through it and then they make it through. But if it's so common, it wouldn't have been such a miracle and people wouldn't talk about it so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I do tend to like think that, oh, if I let them go and let them find a partner that's more suitable for them, culture wise, belief wise, and like behavior wise too, why not let them go?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
it shows your love as well. Like you're willing to let the person go for their sake. You know, it's because you love that person. That's why.
Like, of course, it's gonna hurt at first, but another saying that I really hate, time does heal.
It does. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I haven't felt miserable in so long. Like
Shut up.
it's yeah, this is for another day because it involves so many topics as well, including self-identity. So, yeah.
Actually, yeah, we can actually do, yeah, I think we'll just do a part 2 on this
Yeah.
regarding relationships, because we do, other than just like relationships between a guy and a girl or like a romantic relationship, there is the relationship of friendship, where I do think different people define friendship differently.
Yeah.
So we do want to discuss that further on, and I think we'll discuss it on the next episode. But for now, I
Hopefully.
think how about what are some advice you'd like to end this off? What are some advice you'd want to like give kids
Okay.
who are in a dating age, like
Kids.
15, 18?
Okay, kids. I sound like an
Yeah.
old lady. Kids. Don't rush things. Take it one at a time. Communicate as much as you can, and take care of each other. Don't go breaking hearts. Yeah.
Yeah. My advice to kids, yeah, I do agree with Vin. Don't rush. Sometimes people confronting you to do some stuff you're not comfortable with, to show acts of love, is not love. It's toxic.
Yeah.
Please be aware of that. And I do know that you guys are already suffering with the pressure of school. The Campbell Society ain't very forgiving on that factor. So don't give yourself more stress.
Yeah.
I just gotta say that. Prioritize you, don't prioritize them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
We're gonna, to add on, with relationships as well, we're gonna talk about family relationship. Juicy.
yes,
Juicy,
yes, we
juicy.
did. We did debate about talking about this on our first episode, but we thought that it's a bit
It was too heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yep. I think we're just gonna wrap this up right now.
Yep. Oh, cool.
So,
It's a
like
super short episode.
yeah,
I feel
but I
like.
think people will. I think people would appreciate this more, like
Yeah,
more digestible.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening to us. Hopefully you enjoyed that episode. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and email us if you have anything. It's all at Little Side Note. For our email is littlesidenote@gmail.com.
Yep. And like always, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.